Salam Habibi. Come in, and welcome to my inn, where tales of mystery, of enchantment, and the most alluring come to life. I can see that you're only interested in the exceptionally hypnotic and most enticing. Do not be fooled by appearances. Here I offer you tales of old, tales of new, tales from the east, tales from the west, tales from every corner of the earth and beyond, tales that you not only listen to, but you experience and shape alongside me. Welcome to 1001 Hypnotic Nights. In our first story, we enter the word of control, a word not too dissimilar than our own, a word where you get to live your life as you do right now, a word where you're free to do what you desire, but in order to do so, you must earn your free will. In the word of control, free will is a privilege. Free will must be earned, or you fall under the game master's control. In this word, you must play a game of wits, a game of intelligence, a game of resiliency and resistance. Only those who manage to fight and overcome the obstacles that are presented in their way to complete the game, those are the ones who earn their free will. And those who fail to do so become part of the game, become pawns for the game master to use in future games, and have them make it difficult for future contestants. It is now your turn. Your turn to enter the game master's playground and test your might, test your resilience, and how you will fare against him. Welcome, contestants. Welcome to the 5th annual Hypno Games. The games are about to begin. May the odds be ever in your favor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Salam, Habibi. When we last left you, you entered the world of control. A world where free will is a privilege, where free will must be earned only by competing and winning the Hypno Games will you be able to earn your free will. Fail to do so, and you become a pawn for the Game Master, a pawn for the Game Master to use in his games and make it more difficult for future competitors. Now it's time. It's time for the first game, the Spiral game. Will you be able to resist the irresistible spirals, or will you fail? Will you fail and fall under their spell, under the Game Master's spell? Let the games begin. You enter a dark room, and the doors close behind you. Suddenly, you're standing there in the middle of the room with no source of light in sight. That's when you hear the Game Master's voice. You hear it coming from the speakers. Welcome to your first game, contestants. Welcome to the Spiral game. The game is simple. Try to not fall or get lost to the spiral. Will you win? Will you win and earn your free will? Or will you be mine? Suddenly, the room comes to life and you start seeing the spiral. You start seeing the spiral on every wall in the room. It's the classic black and white spiral, just spinning round and round. Nothing too extreme, yet it's still hard to look away. You hear a sort of buzzing sound in the background. You hear it faintly playing, and it has this subtle effect on you. It makes it easier to focus on the spiral. Even if you try to close your eyes, you know the spiral so well. You've seen it so many times before. You can vividly imagine it, even when you try to close your eyes. So why not just keep looking at it? Look at it. Focus on its center. Focus on how you feel while looking at it. How you feel yourself getting pulled, drawn in by it. You turn your head to the side, trying to look away. But that doesn't matter. It won't matter where you look. The spiral is there. Whether it's the walls, the ceiling, or the floor. The spiral is there, spinning round and round. Wherever you look, you see it. You feel its effects on you. How you're feeling. How your eyes barely blinking. Barely fighting the urge to look away. It just feels too good to look away, doesn't it? It feels so nice. It makes you feel all warm inside when you look, when you stare, when you let go and focus on the spiral. That's right. Give in. Give in to me. Give in to the Game Master. It feels so much better when you do so. Don't you agree? Soon you will fall. Soon I will have you. You will be a wonderful addition to my collection. You'll make a fine pawn in the next Hypno Games. No, I can't. I can't lose now. I must fight. I must resist. You shake your head, trying to get rid of the drowsiness, the fuzziness you're feeling. You snap out of it. You snap out of it and realize what's at stake. You know what will happen if you lose. You can't let that happen. You can't allow yourself to slip and fall now. This is just the first game. You can't lose this early on. You must fight. You must resist. You must not succumb to the spiral, no matter how pretty and hypnotic it is. Ah, someone's getting their second wind. That's good. I would have been very disappointed if you didn't put up a fight. Where would be the fun in that? Time to take things to the next level. Instantly, the classic black and white spiral changes. It changes, but before you can focus on this new one, it changes again and again and again. It keeps shifting and changing so quickly, one after the other, and you notice some words flashing on the screen. What do they say? You squint your eyes, trying to focus and make them out. Give in. Surrender. Submit. No will. No thoughts. The words flash. You see them for half a second before the other words appear, before the spiral changes. It's all too much. It's all overwhelming. It feels so good. You can't look away. You don't want to look away. The spirals make you feel so good. The words sound right. They make sense to you right now, as you just stare. Stare. Open your eyes. Keep looking. No need to think. No need to blink. Just stare. That's right. That's all you want to do right now, isn't it? You want to keep looking, never looking away, barely blinking, soaking it in, soaking it all in. My words, the spirals, the words on the screen, it all makes sense to you. It all feels right to you now. Why would you need a free will? Why would you ever need a free will when it sounds so much better to give in? When you can just surrender your will, when you can submit to the game master, when having no will feels this good, when having no thoughts feels this freeing. Every word I say fills your mind. It puts a smile on your face. It's so nice to hear my voice. So nice to listen to the sound of my voice and every word I say. That's why I ask you, wouldn't it be better to let go? Let go completely. Let go and sleep. Sleep deep. Deeper and deeper you go. Even if you close your eyes, you can see the spirals. You can see the spirals The spirals and the words flash and inside your mind, showing you the truth, showing you it's so much better when you let go, when you give in, when the game master wins. You entered the spiral game fighting to earn your free will. But is that how you leave the game? Do you still want this free will? Would free will be as good as how you feel now? That's what we find out next time. I told you the stories of 1001 hypnotic nights can be enticing, Habibi. I think it's time. It's time to wake you up now. Did you resist the spiral game? Or were the spirals too much for you, and you were no match for the spiral game? Let me know in the comments. Then go vote. Vote on what happens next. We're just getting started. Salam, Habibi. When we last left you, well, when we last left you, you were deeply hypnotized, having lost the spiral game. But what does that mean? Is this game over? Does this mean you lost the Hypno Games? Will you become a pawn for the Game Master now? A lot of questions that need to be answered. And they will, my friend. All in good time. Because in this chapter, you're in for a journey like no other. A journey of wits, of mental fortitude and resilience. A journey that starts now. Awake. Fallen on your first game. How disappointing. And here I thought it put on a show and actually entertained the crowd. It seems like the people are disappointed in you as well. So, I'll let the people decide your fate. Do I claim you here and now, as you've already lost and it's game over? Or do I give you another chance to redeem yourself? I see the people have spoken, and that is why I have decided to give you a second chance. One last chance. Fail and it's game over for you. Which means the inevitable will happen and you become my pawn. With that being said, It's time for the second game to start. The maze game. Instantly a grass hedge rises from the ground as the earth starts to rumble under your feet. Barely able to hold on and stay standing, you find the grass hedges rising and forming the maze all around you, leaving only 3 paths for you to take as a thick mist starts to fill the air, making it hard for you to see your surroundings. Welcome to the Misty Maze, where up is down, left is right, and nothing is as it seems in this ever-shifting, always evolving, illusion-playing maze. You have but one objective. One very simple objective. Exit the maze. Do not underestimate this maze, though, for it has many mysteries that even I have yet to uncover. Many have entered, but few have returned. In this maze, your mental fortitude is your best weapon. Your wits and resilience are your shield. Fail to stay composed and keep track of your surroundings, then game over is but a certainty. Let the games begin. You look around, uncertain where to start, how to find a way out of this place. With no real direction or guidance, you feel already lost in the maze. But no, you stop yourself from wallowing in the predicament you find yourself in. You decide to take a path and choose the one in front of you, moving towards it. The grass hedge rises from the ground and blocks your path. You thought you could choose your own path? How adorable. Try again. You look to your left and then to your right, trying to see which way to go. Both look similar, but you're sure the game master has a trick up his sleeve. The question is, what? You take the left path. To your relief, it doesn't close in front of you, which puts a smile on your face. That is, until you hear the game master say, "Great choice, but was it the right one?" The hatch behind you closes, blocking your way back to where you started. Nowhere to go but forward. As you start to make your way through the maze, it becomes clear to you that the odds are stacked against you. Do you go left? Do you go right? Which way to go? Which way to take? How can you be sure? You decide to stop. You decide to stop thinking and get a move on. Taking a left, you find a dead end, which forces you to backtrack to where you were. You think? You're not sure. The hatches seem to be shifting with every turn you take. You take a right. You see another path. A single path taking you to the left, then to the right, followed by another right, then to the left again. But wait, another dead end? You look behind you, and you see the path has changed. It's shifted. A fork in the road appears. Left or right, right or left. You think to yourself, all while the mist grows thicker, not only in the maze, but in your head itself. The air seems to be thicker, and breathing becomes harder, especially when you're trying to focus, and you're trying to draw a mental image of your path and figure out where to go next. You take a right, you take a left, then another left, with a right to follow. It all looks the same to you, because it all is the same to you. You have no idea whether you're closer to the exit or further away. It's all blurred. It's all mixed together. Your mind is spinning and your head feels heavy. The mist is doing something to your thoughts, to your head. You're sure about it. You can barely stand, but you push through the fog. That fog in your head. You push through it as best as you can, so you can keep searching. You can keep looking for a way out. Each step you take feels harder than the last, like sandbags are strapped to your feet, sapping away your strength, both mentally and physically. It's becoming harder and harder to fight it. It's such a burden to keep moving forward. You're trying to the best of your abilities. But that's when you feel a squeeze on your shoulder and a voice saying, "Sleep, sleep deep. No more confusion, no more thoughts, just bliss. The bliss of trance, as you no longer have to think for yourself. You no longer need to think for yourself. That free will you've been trying to win so badly, it has brought you nothing but worries and stress. Something you no longer feel right now. Something that does not exist when I take control of you. You simply keep falling deeper and deeper under. It's safe to say that you've lost this game as well. The games were never really designed to give you a fighting chance. I did stack the odds against you from the moment you've entered the games. No one truly won the Hypno Games before, and you certainly won't now. All those who came before you, they fell at one point or another, and that's what happened to you, not once, but twice now. Sleep. Sleep deep. You only keep falling deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper where you listen, accept, and follow every word I say. You will continue playing the game till the very end. But your objective has changed. You no longer play because you want to win and earn your free will. That's not it. You feel it, don't you? You feel how good, how happy you are whenever you're under. Such a euphoric feeling. One that you're growing fond of. One that you're certainly finding yourself gravitating towards more and more every time you fall for me. This will become your objective. It will become your goal. Deep down, you will want nothing more but to drop at every chance you get. Of course, the show must go on. You must keep it entertaining for the crowd, for the people. That's why you'll put on the facade, the act that you are playing the game because you want to win, because you want to earn your free will. And to make that more convincing, to make your feelings and emotions more genuine and real, I'll make you forget all about this trance, all about what is happening right now. You will forget that you were hypnotized. You will forget that your true objective now is to fall, to take every chance you get, to drop D for me. You will forget all that. However, you will act upon it. You will subconsciously act upon it. You'll believe that you're still trying to win the Hypno Games, while simultaneously you're subconsciously sabotaging yourself in every chance you get to win. All so you can feel and experience the bliss of falling deep under my spell. So with that, the next snap of my fingers wakes you up back in the maze, believing you finally found it. You found a way out? Now. You have no idea where you actually are. But that's when you see it. You see a path that leads to what looks like a clearing at the end. Is this it? Is this the exit? You rush towards it. The grass hedges start closing up as you get closer, but you make a beeline for it. Rushing, running, faster, faster and faster. The hedge almost closed, but you've made it. You're there. You leap into the clearing just in the nick of time before the hedge closes behind you. You're in the clear, or so you think. Standing up, the truth dawns on you, and you realize where you are. You're back again where you started. You're just going around in a loop. The game master has done nothing but toy with you. All of this was for nothing. You've only been playing his game. That was fun, wouldn't you say? I certainly had a lot of fun watching you go around in circles. And it seems like the crowd did as well. But enough fooling around. Time for the real game to start. The floor under you opens up and instantly swallows you in, falling down, falling into the void. Darkness engulfs you as you rise up, trying to find your footing in this unsteady ground you find yourself in. You hear the cracking of what you can only assume are bones beneath your feet. But more importantly, you hear an unearthly voice from the shadows say,
I see that the Game Master has sent me a new toy to play with. Excellent.
As they say, the plot thickens, Habibi. Who or what lives in the shadows beneath the Misty Maze? One can only wonder. Or one can have their voice heard and choose what happens in the next chapter of 1001 Hypnotic Nights. Salam, Habibi. It's been quite the journey so far, wouldn't you say? Well, I can certainly assure you that we've only scratched the surface thus far. When we last left you, you fell in this pit. Or maybe was it a cave? You're not sure yet. But what you're sure of is that in this dark and vile place, you are not alone. Someone, or something has made its presence known. What does it want? What are its motives? We find out now.
I see that the Game Master has sent me a new toy to play with. Excellent.
You hear an unearthly voice from the shadows say. You look towards the source of the sound as your eyes start to adjust bit by bit to the darkness, and you can make out a shape that you have no doubt is not human. You see its eyes, red, glowing eyes. The air around you grows thick as soon as it speaks once more.
The Game Master sending me his leftovers in an attempt to satisfy me? What a fool. He thinks he can keep me at bay. By doing so, he's only helping me reinforce my strength, my powers, and my cult.
It then looks at you, and with a tone that sends shivers down your spine.
Let's see what we have here.
You instinctively take a step back, but you trip over the pile of bones you fell on. Fortunately, the fall wasn't too painful, and you get up right away, trying to find a way out. You see a glimmer of light to your right, but you can hear it. You can hear it at the top of the bone pile. You hear its movement, not of feet walking, but of something crawling. Not wasting time to look back, you head towards the light, while hearing behind you a menacing laugh as its strong voice echoes.
You can't escape me, human.
Fumbling your way through the path, you finally reach the light. It's faint, but enough for you to see your surroundings. You find yourself in a rocky cave. The terrain is rough and spiky, which explains why you are fumbling your way through the path. The air dusty with a peculiar stench, an unpleasant stench that you have no doubt whatever that creature is had a hand in creating. Speaking of the creature, you hear its crawling getting louder and louder as it fast approaches.
I know you are here, human. It is time we had a very important conversation.
Your heart sinks to your stomach when you realize that you're in a dead end. You are so occupied by looking around you that you fail to notice there is no other way here.
Hello, human. Or should I say, thrall?
You look behind you and gasp right away, finally able to get a clear look at your pursuer, at your predator. You were right. It is not human. What you see before you is this huge, at least 7 feet tall, dark green, almost grayish, scaly creature with red eyes that pierce through you. But what truly sticks out are the tentacles it has. 6 tentacles descend from under the eyes, each wriggling and moving independently. A mouth with sharp teeth appear as it starts talking once more.
I, Cthulhu, have come to claim you. Open your mind.
Moving away, not daring to turn your back to it, you take a few steps behind, while it slowly approaches. Your fear, however, comes true. You've backed into a wall. There is nowhere to go as it draws closer with each passing second. Your gut feeling is telling you to try and storm it, but before you can take an action, you look at it. It gives you this intensely sharp look that your feet freeze in place, and before you register what's going on, you see it up in front of you, towering over you, with its tentacles swarming you, 2 of them wrapping themselves to the back of your head, while 2 others latch to your ears, and the last 2 wrap themselves firmly around your neck. Finally, you feel its mouth latch to the top of your head, and instantly your eyes flutter and roll.
Serve. Submit. Surrender. Mindless. Thrall. Obeys.
These words start to echo inside your head, over and over, bombarding your thoughts, making your head spin and your knees grow weak. But you realize that you have no real control over your body right now. Its tentacles are holding your head firmly. The ones on the back of your head keeping your head from falling. The ones latch into your ear vibrate, and that seems to be sending some sort of frequency to your mind that's causing this paralysis. And lastly, the ones around your neck keep the adrenaline flowing, which seems like this creature, Cthulhu, is enjoying. Its mouth latching onto your head, and you feel your thoughts being drained one at a time. You're starting to hear its voice now. You can hear it from within, from inside your own mind. It's taken over.
Your thoughts are quite delicious, Thrall. The fear and adrenaline rush you humans get from the chase I put you through always make your thoughts, your emotions, a delicious meal for me to feast on. But that is done now. I'm sifting through your mind, and I can see you've been put through multiple mind challenges in recent time. And as expected from you weak humans, you failed them all. It seems like the Game Master has been using you. He's been using you to entertain his audience in his Hypno Games. And when he felt you've outgrown your use, he decided to throw you away as an offering for me to feed on. Just when I thought the ego of that human couldn't get any bigger, he proves me wrong. But enough of that. This is not what matters to you. Not that anything matters to you right now, but my voice, Thrall. While the Game Master was using you for the entertainment of his audience, I have 4 bigger plans for you. It will all be revealed in good time. But first, I need to drain you of what you've been fighting and clearly failing to win so far. Your free will. You're too far gone to react to anything I'm saying or doing to you right now. It's a shame though that you didn't put up much of a fight. I always enjoy feasting on that defiance and resistance of humans. It's so spicy and tasty. No point in wallowing about what ifs though. I see that you're beginning to drool. This means that your thoughts are clearly gone. Perfect.
Your eyes glassy, empty and vacantly looking into nothingness, as your whole body slumps, but you remain straight. You remain straight from the support of these tentacles wrapped and latched onto you. Your thoughts all vanish. Your free will ceases to exist. All you know, all you can think of and understand is serve, submit, surrender, mindless, thrall, obeys.
Now, I believe it's time for you to understand your role. You exist to serve me. You exist to be part of my cult. My thralls exist in all places, high and low. My servants all have their roles, their tasks, and you will be no exception. You will have a very important and crucial role in my cult. You will be a part of history, Thrall. You will be...
You snap out of it instantly as the explosion separates you from your captor. A wall of smoke rises from the fiery debris, and dust fills the air even more, making everything seem so hazy and distorted, which makes it harder for you to fully return to normal, since you're feeling quite groggy and dizzy from what you just went through. Rubbing your eyes, trying to clear your head, while loud noises of gunfire and explosion happen all around you. It's like a war has erupted from nowhere. What a precarious position you find yourself in, Habibi. What caused this chaos? Who caused this chaos? What about Cthulhu? Where did it go? And what about you? Are you no longer under its control? Or are you now and forever its thrall and part of its cult? This and more you find out when you choose what happens in the next chapter of 1001 Hypnotic nights. Salam, Habibi. My. What a predicament you find yourself in. When we last left you, you were in the middle of a war zone as the resistance attacked while you were becoming Cthulhu's thrall. Or did its spell break when you were so abruptly woken up? Who knows? But what we are sure of is that you need to get a hold of yourself. And well, let's see what happens next. Your head hurts. It feels so heavy, and you can't stop the ringing in your ears. Wake up. Wake up. You hear someone shouting at you as they shake you, trying to help you clear your head. Come with me if you want to be free. You feel him grabbing your hands and pulling you through the debris, trying to guide you as far away as possible from the explosions and bullets flying around. Your mind is slowly starting to clear up, and you can see the cave better. You see the rocks falling and the ground shaking as the resistance and the Game Master's troops wage war on one another. However, in all this commotion, it's the perfect time for you to escape. Whoever this stranger is can wait. What matters now is for you to get out of this place and then see what the stranger's intentions are. You make your way through the cave, trying your best to stay under the radar and avoid getting noticed by either parties. As you scan the cave, mapping your escape route, you see the big pile of bones, which causes a shiver down your spine. For a moment, the events around you all seem to pause, and the memories of what happened prior come to the forefront of your mind. You remember how you fell from the maze after having the Game Master mess with you in it. You remember these eyes in the shadow and that inhumane voice you heard. You remember running away only to reach a dead end. And finally, you remember how it looks, how Cthulhu looks, and how it had its tentacles latched onto you, turning you into its thrall. You feel the strong sting in your head, like pins and needles in your head. It's getting hard to stay on your feet right now, that you just collapse to the floor. The world around you is getting darker and darker while you struggle to stay awake. The last thing you see before you pass out is the stranger inaudibly shouting, shaking you, trying to keep you awake. What comes next is a blur to you. You can remember a frame or two from a few scenes. You remember being carried away and out of the cave, seeing the pile of bones right before the word dims. The next scene is the stranger tightening what might be your seatbelt in some sort of vehicle. And the last scene is you in the vehicle and everything passing around you in a blur. But you can hear the sound of the stranger next to you. You can hear the sound of the stranger next to you talking on the phone, and you make out a few words. No escape. Futile. Controlled. This is all you can vaguely remember as you finally wake up. Ah, I see you're coming to your senses at last. Welcome, my friend. I was worried about you for a second there. I thought that vile creature has taken hold over your mind once more. You were lucky that the resistance came at that time. A few more minutes, and you'd be gone forever, becoming part of Cthulhu's cult. It seems like he was planning something big for you. Do you remember what he told you? As you try to remember, you feel lightheaded, and the stranger notices. That's okay. Don't exhaust yourself. I know how it is when someone messes with your mind. I'm sure you must be wondering who I am and where does my loyalty lie in this crazy world we live in. You can call me one. I know that doesn't fill you with much confidence to trust me, but once you hear my story, you will understand. My name is One, because I don't have a name. I don't remember my name. I don't remember my past. I don't know or remember much about my past. All I remember is the Hypno Games and what the game master did to me back then. He had a more sadistic approach to his games. He would torture more and use mind control less. But he found that doesn't bring in the ratings he wants. And it's not as entertaining as the psychological torment he puts the contestants through. How do I know all this? Well, my name is One because I am the first one to win his Hypno Games. Yes, I know how hard this might be to believe. His propaganda machine is so big, it created a fake winner at the time, and that person he uses to promote the life of a winner of the Hypno Games, it's nowhere close to the truth. He manipulates the media in order to mold the image of control to how he sees fit, and by extension, molds our minds into what he desires and sees fit from the moment we are born. All the propaganda, all the commercials, the TV shows, the trends, and what we see, it's all full of subliminal messages. It's full of ways to condition and train everyone into accepting whatever he desires. I know you're seeing it now, looking back at your childhood, how the Saturday morning cartoons all had that subtle message, how the toys, since you were young, were designed in such a way to ingrain in your head one thing, how the TV commercials, whether now or when you were young, had one message, sometimes hidden, while at other times it stared you right in the face. The message, since the day you were born, was one thing, and one thing only. Obey. Obey the Game Master. You know I'm right, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. Even after all these years, that conditioning still has some hold over you. And who can blame you after years of exposure to these messages? Not to mention all the exposure to mind altering, mind controlling, and pure brainwashing you've been receiving recently. Your mind has just become a sponge to anyone's words. It's hard to disagree with anyone's words. And it's certainly hard to disagree with my words right now. Even if you're confused about what I'm saying, if you're not too certain what the point is from all I'm saying, you're in such a place, such a state, that just makes you drift off and nod along to anyone who starts talking to you continuously for a long period. You smile at them and soak in their words because your mind is so mushy and certainly susceptible to what they say, what I say. I knew all I had to do is bring you here and ease you into listening. Just have you trust me enough for me to start talking, and from there, it's only a matter of time before I can get inside your head, especially in this weakened state of yours. You wouldn't stand a chance against the basic forms of mind control, so of course you had no chance against me. The only thing you need to think about right now, the only thing you really should be doing right now is sleep. Sleep deep. You just go deeper, deeper and deeper now. No thoughts, no will, no worries or cares. We almost lost you to that vile creature. You were only meant to be bait for it, so we can learn more about its plans and what he wants to do against the Game Master. The resistance came and messed it all up though. We had so much in store for you. No matter though, these idiots in the resistance made our life so much easier by eliminating its threat, and they don't even know it. Now I can take you back to the Game Master with no one to stand in his way. The Hypno Games must continue. All must obey. All must obey the Game Master. In the meantime, you just keep going deeper and deeper. You have a bright future ahead of you. Awake. Oh dear, Habibi. It seems you can't catch a break. Every time you think you've got away, you only fall deeper into the clutches of someone or something else. But will you make it back to the Game Master? Or were you tracked by someone else? Are you sure that Cthulhu's actually gone? Or were these flashbacks in your head before passing out in the cave an indication he has yet to perish? So many questions, and only one can answer. You. As we see what happens in the next captivating chapter of 1001 Hypnotic Nights. Salam, Habibi. What a series of unfortunate, or maybe fortunate events you find yourself in with every passing chapter. Here you are, trusting this stranger and thinking he was your way out of the Hypno Games and the cult of Cthulhu, only to find yourself fallen under the stranger's control and discovering this is the Game Master's right-hand man. You're back at the Hypno Games HQ, and you're locked in a dark room, bound to a chair, and at the moment, there is no way of escaping in sight. What nefarious plans does the Game Master have for you? You know by now, the Game Master only thinks of you as a pawn in his game. So what will he do to you? Whatever it may be, you should try to keep your guard up. There is no telling what he does to you if you succumb to his control. You've been warned. The rest is up to you, Habibi. You've been causing me so much trouble, and that's not good for the ratings. I should have had you lose at the maze game and get it over with. But I just had to try and use you to get the Cthulhu. I guess the silver lining of it all is I got rid of it. And you're still alive, so I can finish the Hypno Games. But I can't have you surprise me anymore. There are repercussions for what you had me go through to keep the show going while you were dumb enough to think you can escape me. I won't take any more chances with you. I'll make sure you're nothing but a pawn for me to use and do with as I please until the Hypno Games are over. I know one has made sure to make you all compliant and docile. But that's not enough for me. I won't take any chance with you. That's why I have you tied to the chair with your hands bound to the back of it and your legs tied to the legs of the chair. I think you'll be a great guinea pig for a new experiment I've been working on. A new drug that I was working on and was gonna sell if it was successful. Obvil, a drug engineered to reduce thoughts, prevent you from having a free will, and emphasizing your need and desire to do as you're told. Now sit still and swallow the pill. There we go. You'll start feeling the effects of the drug in no time. With you all tied up with nowhere to go, it's inevitable that you'll feel the effects of the drug coursing through your veins, especially when you start hearing these voices in your mind telling you to obey, encouraging you to serve, submit, surrender, and obey, helping you understand that you have no need for thoughts or a free will. You are simply here to obey. You exist to obey. You feel your head getting all fuzzy and disoriented. The word is spinning. It's all a blur. All but my voice deep inside your head. It's crystal clear, echoing deep inside your mind, resonating with every fiber of your being. You're beginning to understand what my voice means to you, what I mean to you. I am the center of your universe. I am all there is. Your purpose in life is clear now. It is to obey. To obey without thinking. Mindless obedience and devotion to me. to the Game Master. Your purpose is to compete in the Hypno Games. Compete and publicly fall deep under my spell. There is nothing left, absolutely nothing left, other than my voice and my commands. The drug has taken a hold over you. No more thoughts, no more free will, just complete and utter obedience. Your mind empty and blank, a blank canvas for me to do with whatever I desire, whatever I want. Blissfully smiling without a thought in your head, feeling the joy of no longer being in control, the freedom of being controlled. You no longer make your own decisions. You no longer have this responsibility. It's far more simple now. I say, you obey. Life has gotten so much easier as you understand your role now. You understand that you exist for one purpose and one purpose only. Obey. Obey what I tell you. You're a pawn in the Hypno Games now. You appear to be this free-willed fighting contestant to the public, but in reality, you're simply going through the motions as instructed, as commanded, to make it look real for the show. You are a mindless vessel carrying out what I tell you to do. This is your life, and you wouldn't have it any other way now. This feels right. It feels exactly how it should be. You completely and utterly obedient, and I am in control of you. This has been what you wanted all along. It's what you desired from the moment you entered the Hypno Games, even if you didn't know it when the games first started. With each passing game, each time you fell, you realized it more. You accepted it more. You don't need thoughts. You don't need a free will. This is the life you've always dreamt of. This is your forever. It's time to wake up, Habibi. Time to return back to normal and view this interesting turn of events. We stand at a crossroad in our story. this right here, could be how you decide to end the story, with you completely and utterly under the control of the game master. Or maybe the programming of Cthulhu still lingers, and part of you wants to return to it. Or there is the option to enter the final game, the last game in this year's Hypno Games, following your instructions and commands as the game master said so, that you publicly submit and succumb to the game master's control. Whatever happens next, it's all up to you, as we find out in the next mesmerizing chapter of 1001 Hypnotic Nights. Salam, Habibi. We're in the end game now. It's time for the final game, and while the outcome is already written, we both know exactly what's about to happen. That really isn't a bad thing. It makes things easier. It makes things simpler. You don't have to stress or worry about the unknown. There are no mysteries here. You know what is coming. You know what will happen. You know what the game master will do to you, and how you'll react to it, and how much you'll enjoy it. I see that you're smiling, my dear. Excellent. Then let the games begin. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Hypno Games. It's been quite the journey, wouldn't you say? A journey full of spirals, mazes, creatures from the beyond, and more. You had borne witness to it all, and I have no doubt it kept you on the edge of your seat. Today, you come to be part of history, to be part of such a momentous event. Today, you come to see the final game. Do you have a free will? That's the name of the game. But before I explain it, let's give a big welcome to our final contestant. They've been through a roller coaster ride to make it here. They've managed, although barely, to make it all the way to the final game. They're just one game away from walking away, not just with their free will, but as the winners of the 5th annual Hypno Games. The game is simple. All you have to do is figure out whether you have a free will or not. But wait, there is more. There is the possibility that I drop you at any given moment. Just as a tease, of course. Not to influence your answers or anything like that. We run a fair and square game here, and I think all the people with us can attest to that, right? You're the best, guys. Now back to you, my dear. Don't be nervous. Give no thoughts to the audience or anything around you. Don't let any of that distract you now. It's just you and I. That's all you need to focus on. And that's all there is after all. You can feel it, can't you? How everything else fades to the background right now. How it's just you and I. You can get comfortable, my dear. You've got nothing to worry about. I'm sure you already know the answer to this question. And that's why I'll ask it so that everyone else can know. Do you have a free will? Drop. Drop deep. Just as you drop deep, you wake up with a snap now. Are you saying you're free-willed? Is that it? Can you confidently say that everything that you've done and that happened since you've entered the Hypno Games, you did on your own accord? Can you say for certain that you were not influenced by anything or anyone during these games? I know the answer, and I know you know the answer as well. But the audience, they would love to hear you answer. So I ask you again, do you have a free will? Drop. Drop even deeper. Just as you drop deeper, you wake up with my next snap now. You're saying everything that happened was because you chose it? So you're saying you decided to get lost in the spirals in the first game? You decided to get lost in the maze and let the fog affect you in the second game? Is that it? You're the one who let Cthulhu turn you into its thrall? You're the one who let the stranger hypnotize you and bring you back to me? And finally, you're the one who's sitting here right in front of me, being gaslit and fractionated because that's what you want? That's what you decided? Is it all part of your plan? Did you want everything of these to happen? Is that so? If that's the case, then I have to ask you, do you have a free will? Drop. Drop deep. Just as you drop deep, you wake up with my next snap now. One would start to doubt that with what's happening to you and how easily you're being fractionated. Wouldn't you agree? But what about you? What do you think? Bless your heart. You look so confused. It's so adorable. You're really not sure of anything that's happening right now, are you? You don't really know where you are. Your mind is so fuzzy and so very floaty, feeling high. That made you smile, didn't it? I know you like to feel this way, and more importantly, I know the answer to this question. So let me ask it again. Let me ask it one final time. Do you have a free will? Drop. Drop all the way down now. Deeper and deeper. It's time you succumb and publicly give in to me, my dear. That's it. You're through playing games. You don't want anything. You don't need anything other than to give in, let go, surrender, succumb, and let me finally answer that question for you. Do you have a free will? No, you don't, and you don't want to. You don't want it. You don't need it. I am here for that. I'm here to take control and let you enjoy the bliss of letting go. The joy of being free. Free from being in control. All you have to do, all you have to say is, I give you complete control. And that's it. Publicly announce it. Publicly succumb. Give in and let go. All you have to do is to say it. Say it now. I give you complete control. Perfect. This is it, my dear. The game is over. The Hypno Games are done. And just like I said from the start, you are a pawn. You are my pawn. You're here to be used by me, and that's exactly what happened. This is your life now. This is all you need. You belong to me. You belong to the Game Master, and you wouldn't want it any other way. Welcome. Welcome to your new life. And to everyone out there, we'll be back with the 6th annual Hypno Games before you know it. Ah, Habibi. What a story. What a game. Who would have known? Who would have imagined that this is how things would end up? I certainly didn't, but it seems like you did. After all, it was you who chose the direction of the story and how it played out with every chapter. And here we are, ending the story, the Hypno Game Saga. But wait, this is not the end. as they say, when an old story ends, a new one begins, and we will be starting a new story very soon. Until then, Salam Habibi.